Well, my god. My god, man. That was absolutely terrible. Yeah, you guys saw the title of the video. Well, it's basically kind of just like a mini rant. I mean, in the title it says it's a rant, but anyways, it's basically just, I guess, sort of a rant on the Patriots. So yeah, of course, if you guys can't tell from my YouTube header that I am a New England Patriots fan, and if you see my Twitter bio, which I will link in the description, I mean, go ahead, follow me on Twitter if you want to, but yeah, the Patriots are my favorite team. Let's just say that game against San Francisco was disastrous, man. God. Alright, you guys know what to do. If you guys like these videos, like the video if it really helps out the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers, and it would be greatly appreciated if we could reach that goal. And with all of that being said, that's kind of, let's just get started with the video, man. But yeah, this is unscripted, but the Patriots had a really bad game against San Francisco. So bad that they had to bench Cam Newton. Now, when the Patriots got Cam Newton, I was actually pretty excited, and the hype train, Cam Newton, and of course he's going to get a lot of attention since the guy was at one point considered one of the best quarterbacks in football. And then, of course, the guy's personality, I mean, a lot of the stuff, I think you guys know what I mean if you're an NFL fan, but yeah, man, I actually thought he could do good, and a while ago, I can't remember, maybe, I don't know, like maybe a few weeks ago, might have been a month ago, wow, anyways, I made a video about how Cam Newton was really good for the Patriots, and let's just say, right now, that video is not looking very good, man. Yeah, it's just not looking good. Anyways, this is just gonna be a rant on kind of like what the Patriots really need to do to just, how do I put it, if they want to be better, and so they don't have any more games like this. So of course they lost to San Francisco 33-6, and I thought this game would be a lot closer. Even if they lost, I thought it would be a slugfest, and I mean, it was a very long game for the Patriots. Now, I want to start off with the coaching. Now, alright, I want to say this. I don't want to disrespect Bill Belichick or anyone on the staff. I mean, I don't really hate them. I don't hate, and I'm not trying to say Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels and anyone on that staff is bad at X's and O's when it comes to football. Because, I mean, let's be honest here, man. They know more than me. I don't want to discredit their knowledge, and of course, Bill Belichick, I'd say, is the best coach of all time. However, this man, as he's also the GM. I mean, they need to put better play calling, man. Like, I know Cam Newton, like, the guy does have like a problem though with turnovers. Like, I've noticed that over the season. But here's what the Patriots, like, I think he did a lot, but I think he's been doing a better job, like, even than Tom Brady did, I would say, without the offense when he was playing well, because for the first few weeks of the season he was playing well, and that's why I even made that video on Cam Newton and how he'd been good for the Patriots. That's how it was at the time. But I think Cam Newton was doing a better job, like, using these weapons. But at some point you just got to improve the roster, and of course N'Keal Harry getting injured definitely doesn't help. But of course, I got one big problem, like, one thing that's kind of annoying me about Bill Belichick, because as much as I love him, is that I feel like the guy's kind of trying to boost his ego by trying to win with this roster. But look here, man, there just comes a point where even the best coaching ever just can't solve everything, And I think it's time that they make some moves. As you guys can see in the thumbnail, it shows Bill Belichick, and it says, yeah, make some moves. But of course, I mean, I also want to talk about Josh McDaniels. Of course, I mean, the guy is, I'd say he's good, except one big problem. One thing that annoys me with the Patriots is that they run the ball a little bit too much. And now, I don't have a problem with them being a run-first offense. That's really not an issue with me. But if they're a lot of times, I feel like there's times when they really shouldn't run the ball, but they can still do a read option or like some sort of run or whatever. I mean, I just don't think they should run the ball way too much. Now, another thing that annoys me is kind of the way where they don't. I feel like they should use N'Keal Harry as a deep threat, And I feel like he can still be good. And I mean, he was doing a lot better than he was last year so far. Of course, he got injured, but I feel like they need to use him properly. Like, use him as a deep threat. Now, I want to talk about the quarterback play. Now, of course, Stidham and Newton did not play well, and I feel like it might be because of rust and all. But here's the thing, man. Cam Newton has to play well for the rest of the season. Like, they can't afford to play like this anymore because they got a really tough schedule. I mean, they gotta play Buffalo twice because, you know, we got the Bills in our division, and also at the same time you got Arizona, Baltimore, and the Rams. You know, we have a hard schedule. Now, there are still a fair share of winnable games, and I still think that if we play well, we can still we still won't be have a terrible record, like maybe 9-7, maybe a little bit better, but probably not if we continue playing like this. But I do want to talk about like moves they should make. Now, this is going to be kind of like a spoiler for my next video on the NFL, at least. It has to do with the trade deadline. Now, as you guys may know, the deadline is coming up soon, and of course, you know, there's rumors and all, and I feel like Bill Belichick needs to make a move for another consistent wide receiver, because Harry's doing better. I mean, Edelman is still solid, even though he makes some, I mean, he does kind of screw up sometimes, but, you know, outside of I mean, I think they just need to make a move for a wide receiver. Now, as for who that could be, I mean, there's rumors that it could be someone like Julio Jones, and I'd love that. Now, it would take a lot to get him, since, I mean, Julio Jones is a very good player. Now, as for what you could get, I mean, what would you get Julio Jones? Maybe a first-round pick and another, like, second or third-round pick? I mean, something like that. That would be an okay package. I mean, that's something they need to do. And, I mean, this game kind of shows that the defense can't rely, how do I put it? You can't rely on your defense entirely, because New England's defense is good, except, I mean, how do I put it, man? The defense can't win you all the games, you know? As for, alright, man, I don't even know what to say. I mean, now, when it comes to the quarterback situation, there were some rumors that, like, on Twitter, like, people might say, oh, Cam Newton's gonna be benched. Personally, I don't think they'll bench Cam Newton, because even then, Stidham didn't play it much better. I think they'll still play Cam Newton. Now, of course, he has to play better, but they need to get him some more weapons, you know? I like N'Keal Harry. I mean, I still think he can be good. I'm not giving up on him just yet, but, I mean, they need to, right now, if they want to still do good right now, they need to get another wide receiver. Now, I mean, guys, someone like Julio Jones would help, as I said before. I mean, any alternate options? I mean, personally, Brandon Cooks, Kenny Stills, maybe that could be something, you know, bring back Brandon Cooks back to the Patriots. I mean, that's something you could do. I mean, also, Robbie Anderson, man, why didn't they go after him? First off, I'm surprised that Robbie Anderson went unsigned for a long time. Like, I feel like the Patriots just need, my point here is that, first off, if the Patriots want to do better, they need to make a move before the deadline to get another consistent pass catcher. I mean, you can maybe get David Njoku, maybe. They need to get another consistent pass catcher. Like, the defense is already good enough. You don't have to do much with the defense. Just get another consistent pass catcher. I mean, what else? The coaching has to be a little bit better. Like, just don't run the ball way too much. And I feel like getting another consistent pass catcher would just limit the running, and preferably an explosive one, explosive pass catcher, something like that, you know. So of course, really what I want to say is make a move before the deadline for a consistent pass catcher for Cam Newton or whoever's under center. Also, make smarter coaching decisions. And also, I want to talk about the defense a little bit. The defense noticeably has regressed this year. Now, of course, it's hard to repeat a year like that all the time, but they just have to play better overall in games, you know. My two things really with this Patriots team is they need to make a move before the deadline for another consistent pass catcher, and the coaching has to be smarter, because they are not going to win more games like this. But, I mean, personally, I feel like that's kind of all I have to say. I mean, if I went on, I feel like I'd just be repeating myself. But with all that being said, I mean, that's just the end of today's video. So, of course, if you like today's video, like the video if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as there's many videos like this on the channel, and there will be more like this in the future. And I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers, and it would be greatly appreciated. So with all that being said, you guys, well, I'm out, you guys.